Hey, it's Mike at Carolina Aquatics showing off some of the new driftwood we just got in. If you're like me and you keep a lot of South and Central American fish, driftwood's not even an optional thing for a tank. I always have driftwood in all my aquariums at home. And for a store, it's really something that can set you apart, having a good selection of hardscape materials, and especially with the popularity of aquascaping and more natural style aquariums, driftwood is really an essential to have in stock. So we're happy to show off a couple of the new types of driftwood that we got in. We got this really beautiful Spiderwood, which is one of the more popular ones we've had. I don't know, the past 10 years is probably one of the most popular best-selling driftwoods out there. It's got a really unique branching character. It's really pretty color, that light tan, so it's not dark and kind of murky looking like some of the other ones. It's lightweight, and each piece is just totally unique. So this has a ton of character. The selection of pieces we got in is great. They're nice small size ones, upwards to medium and larger size ones. But the smalls and mediums are great. They're perfect for a nano aquarium, any kind of tiny aquascape, or you can combine them for one really unique looking hardscape in a larger tank. One of the cool things about some of the Spiderwood pieces too is that a lot of them are cut on one end. And so you can either use that to your advantage when you're escaping. You can put it upright, flat, side to side. You can mount it on slate if you wanted to sink faster. I've seen people do that before. Or you can silicone it in place or use an epoxy or something. If you want to make a hardscape and combine several pieces, it gives you the option to do that. They're really easy to plant stuff on. Moss loves to grow on this surface, so it's a really cool addition to almost any tank. A new one for me is this black spiderwood. I haven't seen this before. This is really unique and interesting. It's a darker color, of course, than the regular spiderwood. It's a little bit denser too, which is a good thing. Probably easier to sink in the aquarium. It's got lots of little gnarly caves and coves in it, so this would be great for smaller loricarids, plecos, that sort of thing. South and Central American cichlids would love this stuff. There's a lot of character to it. I think once you get this in a tank too, that dark color and the high contrast nature of it will really look nice. We got a really nice assortment of pieces. Everyone's like completely unique. This one's really cool with all the bumps and stuff on it, but great for any size tank. And again, you could use an individual piece or combine them to make a nice hardscape. In terms of preparation to get these in the tank, most of the driftwoods do need a little bit of prep work beforehand to get them in the tank, especially if it's an existing tank. But it's pretty simple. The spiderwood, you want to make sure that sinks, so you can either soak it for a while or boil it. If they're small enough pieces, like this size is not too large to really get in a larger pot and boil it for a while. I've always done that when I can, and that works well to get it waterlogged, set in the tank. It releases some of the tannins out, but not all of them. But it'll make it so that it doesn't turn your tank dark tea brown right away, and it gets any impurities or dirt or any remaining bits and stuff off the driftwood before you get it in a tank. When you put driftwood like spiderwood especially in the tank at first, a lot of times what you'll see is this white film, or some people call it like a fungus. It's not. It's just a biofilm that grows on the outside. Don't worry about that. That's completely natural, and it will go away. If you have fish like I've noticed parluellas and autocinclus, any of the wood grazers like those guys, they love that stuff. They'll chew it right up. Shrimp are also great for that. Dwarf shrimp love eating biofilm, so they'll take care of that for you. It's not a problematic thing for the tank. I know a lot of people see white film and think, oh no, something's wrong, but it's nothing to worry about. Just keep your water conditions good. It'll look perfect in your tank over the course of a couple weeks. Malaysian driftwood, that's a denser wood, so that'll sink generally within a couple days. You can always, for all the driftwoods, if it's not sinking, I've done all kinds of things to get it to sink. You can weight it down with something heavy. You can put it in like a little basket or container and a rock on top of that in the water. That usually works pretty well. You can mount it or attach it to slate or another piece of heavy rock. Even some people choose to epoxy or silicone them into the tank. So there's ways to do that. It's usually doesn't take more than a couple days. Some of the bigger pieces of spiderwood that are really buoyant might take a couple weeks, but with the right prep, they'll be in a tank looking good in a short amount of time.